American rapper and actor Tupac Amaru Shakur was also known by his stage names, Machiavelli and Tupac. Back in New York City, Biggie, whose real name is Christopher Wallace, grew up in Brooklyn and attended elite high schools during his teen years. This series examines the most famous hip-hop feud of the past half-century and its effects on the hip-hop scene. At a house party at Tupac's residence in Los Angeles in 1993, Biggie and Tupac first crossed paths. In addition to hitting it off, Tupac gave Biggie a bottle of Hennessy, his favorite beverage, after they first met in the kitchen over steaks, French fries, bread, and Kool-Aid. Beginning their careers as friends and partners, Tupac and Biggie shared their upbringing in the rough neighborhoods of Los Angeles and New York City. Every time they crossed paths, Tupac gave Biggie advice. Biggie even once inquired as to if Tupac would take over as his manager. Tupac, however, responded, "No, stay with Puff. He'll make you a star." But when their careers took off, tensions started to rise. The conflict started between rappers Tupac Shakur, signed by Suge Knight and signed to Death Row Records in Los Angeles, and the notorious BIGGIE, signed to Puff Daddy in their label, Bad Boy Records, based in New York City. On November 30, 1994, when Tupac arrived at the Quad Recording Studios in Times Square and was preparing to go upstairs to Biggie and Combs' room. Rather, Tupac was shot 5 times in the lobby. Tupac suspected betrayal from his old ally, Biggie, because he thought that members of his Bad Boy Records were responsible for the attack. Biggie and Combs were never shown to have been aware of the occurrence. Their relationship took a drastic change after this episode. Shakur appeared in court in a wheelchair on sex assault accusations less than 24 hours after the 1994 shooting. He was given a term of more than a year in prison by a jury. Biggie's single, Big Papa released the song, Who Shot Ya, months later. Regarding the song, Biggie stated, "Who shot ya? Separate the weak from the obsolete. Hard to creep them Brooklyn streets. I can hear sweat trickling down your cheek. Your heartbeat sound like Sasquatch feet. Thundering, shaking the concrete. Finish it, stop, when I foil the plot. Neighbors call the cops said they heard mad shots." Tupac took this as Biggie making fun of him, and the next year he dropped the explosive diss hit, Hit 'Em Up, in which he said, "Grab your Glocks when you see Tupac. Call the cops when you see Tupac. Who shot me? But ya punks didn't finish. Now ya, 'bout to feel the wrath of a menace." On the song he also said on the lyrics that he had an affair with Biggie's wife Faith Evans. Faith Evans would speak about this many years later in 2014, when she told MTV that Tupac once hit on her after a recording session, "But that ain't how I do business," she said. Biggie made it clear to the world that he intended to put an end to the feud, but sadly, a terrible incident occurred. Tupac was shot and killed on September 7, 1996, in Las Vegas. When shots were fired from a Cadillac, Tupac was riding in a black BMW. Tupac was struck 4 times and passed away at the age of 25 6 days later. All Eyes on Me, his 4th solo album, which celebrated his reputation as an outlaw, had just debuted on the charts. One particularly noteworthy line from Tupac's song, Something to Die For, which he credits to his mother, reads, "If you can't find something to live for, you best find something to die for." Biggie, Lil Cease, and a bodyguard were waiting at a red light in Biggie's SUV on March 9, 1997, when a car came up next to them and a shooter started shooting. Biggie was hurried to the hospital by his bodyguard, but it was too late. Biggie lost his life in a gunfire in a drive-by in Los Angeles. The hip-hop community was rocked by their deaths. Longtime suspect Dwayne "Kef" D. Davis was recently arrested. Davis had previously acknowledged his involvement in the murder in interviews prior to his 2019 candid biography, Compton Street Legend. These two legendary musicians' feud not only shaped a period of rap music but also ultimately resulted in their premature deaths. In addition to serving as a heartbreaking chapter in hip-hop history, the Tupac and Biggie feud serves as a reminder of the value of harmony and respect in the music industry.